What you might not know. Doors can be used to exclude and isolate, or doors can be used to invite and include. Chances are, when you enter any building, you will have to go through a door to get in. On the forefront of doors, we have the doorknob. This everyday tool was invented by Osborne Dorsey in 1878. Ever since then, the doorknob has been a standard for entering and exiting any room. Here we have the classic door. This one is currently residing in a Portland, Oregon public school. The doorknob is made of four main components. Firstly, we have the knob top. This is the main part of the doorknob in which we actually grasp and turn to open the door. Next is the shank. This is the main internal of the doorknob and it allows the door to open and close when we rotate the knob top. The spindle is the second and last internal of the doorknob, and the purpose of the spindle is to connect the knob top to the shank, allowing the doorknob to extend off of the surface of the door. The last piece of the doorknob is the knob rose. This piece is mostly decorative and used to connect the knob top to the door and covers the ideally hidden internals. The average doorknob has a knob top with a diameter of 2.25 inches or roughly 6 centimeters. Doors have always been used to provide privacy and security. Even as far back as the witch hunts, where people would use decorative door knockers to attempt to fend off evil spirits and witches. Even to this day, 93% of Americans prefer to keep their doors locked. Most modern homes have deadbolts on the front door, and any other door connecting to the outside. Unlike the doorknob, mechanical locks have been around for over 6,000 years. Since the invention of the doorknob, we have had many other new ways to open doors and enter buildings, such as the electric automatic door, which was invented in 1954. The battery, a container consisting of one or more cells, in which chemical energy is converted into electricity and used as a source of power. It powers your phone, your flashlight, and even your car. The first true battery was invented in 1800 by Italian physicist Alessandro Volta. Volta's battery consisted of stacked discs of copper and zinc separated by cloth, of which was soaked in salty water. When wires are connected to either end of the stack, the cell produces a stable and continuous current. Each cell produces around 0.76 volts, nearly a fifth of the charge required to power the average smartphone. Oh, I gotta do that again. Each cell produces around 0.76 volts, nearly a fifth of the charge required to power the average smartphone. Benjamin Franklin once used his battery to... that came off weird. Sorry, Conan, if you're editing this right now. Benjamin Franklin once used his battery to kill a turkey for a feast. It wasn't until 1859 that a man conceived a more productive use for this device. Gaston Plant, a French physicist. Gaston Plant was... Okay. I really hope you can just cut this up into segments. Gaston Plant was a French physicist. He designed a battery that could store a useful amount of electrical energy. Plant's design contained two electrodes, an anode, negative electrode, of lead and a cathode, positive electrode, separated by a Plant's design contained two electrodes, an anode, negative electrode, of lead and a cathode, positive electrode, separated by a rubber strip. The most striking difference in the Plant battery between other batteries of that time, however, was that its chemical reaction was reversible. This meant the battery was rechargeable. Plant had successfully invented the world's first rechargeable battery. New technologies often demand more compact, higher capacity, safe, rechargeable batteries. In 1980, the American physicist Professor John Goodenough invented a new type of lithium battery. This new battery was called a lithium-ion battery because the lithium would travel through the battery from one electrode to the other as a lithium ion. Lithium is one of the lightest elements in the periodic table and it has one of the largest electrochemical potentials. This combination produces some of the highest possible voltages in the most compact and lightest volumes. Many new applications now exist for these cells, from power tools to hybrid and electric vehicles. Perhaps the most important application will be the storage of electric energy for households. Sincerely, that was what you might not know. Alright, Conan, you bastard. Have fun editing this.